So the Select Committee investigating Benghazi getting a thumbs up now from two key former figures in the Obama administration. Former CIA Director Leon Panetta now saying the public deserves a closer look at the deadly attack, telling an audience in California, the problem has been sometimes bits and pieces of information keep coming out. Obviously, there is a concern whether it's going to be a political effort to target an issue for a campaign. I hope Democrats participate, and it really is a legitimate effort. And former CIA Deputy Director Mike Morell, who has testified about Benghazi several times, saying he too welcomes the new investigation, saying, quote, if you look at the polling numbers, a not insignificant percentage of the American people still have questions. So joining me now, Chris Plante, radio talk show host of The Chris Plante Show, and Leslie Marshall, syndicated radio talk show host and Fox News contributor. Hopefully I'll do better introducing you guys and speaking than I did with that a lot and not. All right, so Leslie, you have two top Dems now, most importantly in the administration of President Obama, who say, yeah, we kind of like this select committee. Is this going to nudge the Democrats onto the panel?
Well, I'm one of those Democrats, although not as big in name as those guys, Gretchen, that thinks that Democrats should be a part of this. Although I do feel that the findings will be the same as the 5 former investigative committees, especially the nonpartisan Senate Intelligence Committee, that all 5 have not found that Hillary Clinton was responsible or negligent in her duties, or that there was any cover-up or conspiracy by the White House, the president, etc. I think that this committee will find that as well. But I think Democrats need to be a part of that process, although I don't think there's going to be anything new that comes out as a result of it.
But Chris, why would both of these key figures say that they think the Select Committee is a good idea? Because they're involved in this whole situation. It just strikes me as odd, since many Democrats have come out and said, why bother with the committee?
Well, you know, in the case of Leon Panetta, he's a guy who's got a good reputation in this town, and I guess he'd like to keep it. I think an awful lot of people in this administration are not going to walk away with their reputations intact. I suspect Leon Panetta would like to do that. I think that he's being an honest broker here, quite honestly. And when it comes to Mike Morell and the statements that he made, they're kind of interesting in a couple of different ways. You know, he's a crafty guy. He speaks with great deliberateness. And when he talked about the poll numbers, a lot of Americans would like to find out what actually happened here. And I would disagree with Leslie on the merits of this investigation. Yeah. We've found out a lot in the interim since the last investigation. But one of the things that Mike Morell said that I thought was pretty interesting is that the intelligence community didn't politicize the Benghazi episode. Now, in doing that, I speak fluent Washington, and in doing that, yep. What he was doing was, in effect, pointing the finger at the White House and the State Department when it comes to who politicized it. Well, we now know that the CIA didn't put that videotape in there, right. So someone else did.
Well, maybe in the Select Committee we will finally find out the answers to all those questions. Okay, in the meantime, former President Bill Clinton now weighing in on speculation about his wife Hillary's health after she suffered a concussion in 2012. He just did this moments ago. Listen.
First they said she faked her concussion, and now they say she's auditioning for a part on The Walking Dead. They went to all this trouble to say that she had staged what was a terrible concussion that required 6 months of very serious work to get over. Something she never lowballed with the American people, never tried to pretend didn't happen. Now they say she's really got brain damage.
You think they're just
if
trying
she does, then I must be in really tough shape, because she's still quicker than I am.
All right, so Bill Clinton getting right to the heart of the matter. Leslie, will this sort of quell any discussion about Hillary's health?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I have to say, I had a good laugh researching this topic today because, you know, I like Chris. We may disagree ideologically, but he and the Republican Party are smarter than this. First of all, Hillary Clinton was in the hospital 4 days, not 30. They talk about the sunglasses she was wearing. I have seen photo after photo after photo in Australia, in Mexico, in China, etc., of her wearing those sunglasses. You know, she definitely had a medical condition, and I think the idea that the entire medical community, all the press, everyone working with her, her husband, her daughter, and the rest of the world were conspiring. I don't know. What's next? Okay. Vince Foster's ghost gave her the blood clot? I mean, come on.
All right. So, Chris, I mean, President Clinton, by all accounts, is a man of great, I mean, when he says something like that and it's more in a joking manner, I mean, you know, he does that well, doesn't he?
Well, he's good on his feet, certainly, and he's a skilled politician, but he set up a couple of straw men there. Karl Rove didn't use the term brain damage. He suggested traumatic brain injury, TBI. She suffered a contusion, including a blood clot behind her right ear, and it affected her eyesight. That's a legitimate question. Now, he set up a couple of straw men in saying that they said she faked it. Karl Rove didn't say she faked anything.
All right.
And that brain damage is not necessarily the same as traumatic brain injury. And then he said that it took her 6 months. I think he opened a new can of worms.
Well, maybe so, but he said that she's recovered and that if she has problems, then he really has problems because she's better than he is with most other things.
Well, he made a little joke.
I gotta wrap it there, but we'll have much more to discuss in the coming weeks. Thanks so much to the both of you.